Bill Belichick and the West Virginia Mountaineers. This is Locked On Big 12.
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome into Locked On Big 12. I'm Drake Toll from America's #1 Big 12 podcast, Locked On Big 12. Thank you for making this show your first listen every single day. Today's emergency episode covers one thing and one thing only. The door is now wide open. If you thought Lincoln Riley to UCF was the biggest headline you were going to get, or the biggest rumor you were going to get this offseason from a coaching standpoint in the Big 12 Conference, got a new one for you. The opportunity for Bill Belichick to coach at West Virginia is wide open. It's there. Belichick, who has worn the Washington Huskies pullover and been interested in the college sideline, is now interviewing, per The Athletic, multiple times with officials at North Carolina. Let me tell you this. If Belichick's on the horn with North Carolina, I can guarantee you Ren Baker could pick up the phone with that man and have an at-length conversation about the head coaching vacancy at West Virginia. And Bill Belichick went on Pat McAfee's show. And if you watch the clip, I can't play it due to copyright, but if you watch the clip, I'll give you the reenactment. McAfee's like, hey, there's an opening in Morgantown. You ready, coach? You ready to get it? Kind of jokingly. And Belichick, straight face, gives him we'll talk about that off the air, Pat. They go, oh, that got oddly serious. Little did we know he was actually interviewing for college head coaching jobs. From the standpoint of West Virginia, I do wholly believe you can outbid North Carolina here. Oh, but the Jordan brand. Oh, but North Carolina. Buddy, basketball is king there. There's a loaded state to professional sports that people care about in North Carolina a lot more than Tar Heel football. You are not the biggest show in town. Whereas in West Virginia, you have the opportunity to go in there and be a legend day one. The legend, Bill Belichick, who's coaching West Virginia football day one. The biggest show in town, the representation of the state. And the pockets are there. Pat McAfee, somehow. Lucrative deal with ESPN, now someone who has a lot of power. To Nick Saban, to Jimbo Fisher, guys who should be in the thick of this conversation, in the thick of supporting a certain large candidate for this job, could sway a guy like Bill Belichick to find his home in Morgantown soon. And to me, with Belichick getting an offer last offseason, it's been reported to be the DC of the 49ers, the DC of the Rams, and turning those down. He's the kind of guy that is going to vet every option this offseason. But if he's already interviewing for college jobs, I don't think he's going to coach the Cowboys next year. If he's turned his attention to this opportunity, I don't think we can automatically say, hey, Bill Belichick is not actually interested in college football. He's going to stay in the NFL. This is from the New York Post, which is a wild thing to cite, by the way. It said the Athletic has indicated there has been no decision on who UNC wanted to hire for the job. And in a separate report by the News and Observer, Belichick's interest in the position is high and genuine, and his school officials were blown away by the interview. So this sounds like when we're talking about, okay, well, Belichick has been picky in the past. Would he actually do this? UNC is the one who's like, maybe. We're just kind of shocked that this guy actually wants to do this. He's 72 years old, and it's cited that his lack of experience in college football makes this whole deal extremely unlikely. West Virginia fans, bear with me. College football fans, bear with me. We are in an era, a new day and age in college football where Bill Belichick wouldn't belong. In today's era of college football, they're paying the players. Supporters, donors, brands can pay the players. You can't do that in the NFL. Wait. Yeah, you can. State Farm has Patrick Mahomes in their commercial. Okay, well the organizations in college football now, due to a lawsuit, are paying the players. It's coming directly from the program, the athletic department. The school is going to pay these players. The entity itself that these kids are playing for, that's who is going to sign their paychecks. The NFL doesn't do that. Well, it actually turns out like the largest NFL contracts come from the teams. That's how you. Well, but in college football today, There's like a trading process. You as a player, you can go into this like quasi free agency called the transfer portal and bounce from one school to the next school. And one school, you could get a DB. Arkansas could get a DB from Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma State could get a running back from Arkansas. And you can't do that in the NFL, but much more stationary. There's not movement. Shoot. That sounds just like the NFL. We have NFL'd our college football. I've said this ad nauseum. In today's era of college football, you need one of two things. One, a businessman. Go find the CEO of Walmart and make him your college football coach, somebody who understands money at this point, and hire a great staff around him, and then start giving kids money. Or two, an NFL coach or a coach with NFL experience. There's a reason a lot of the legendary coaches are getting out of the game because college isn't what they signed up for. Mac Brown said that recently. This is happening in basketball and football. Bill Belichick, all the stuff he dealt with as an NFL head coach is what's happening today in college football. 72 years old, sure, but he's got 6 Super Bowl rings. He coached Tom Brady and built his career, was with the Patriots for 24 seasons. And you wouldn't want Bill Belichick, 6-time Super Bowl champion, Bill Belichick, where if West Virginia picked up the phone, he'd answer. This is a wild quote as well from the New York Post. This is why I read the New York Post today for the first time in a long time. This says, expectations had been that Belichick would return to coaching, though some recent reporting indicates that his relationship with 24-year-old girlfriend Jordan Hudson could play a factor in his future on the sidelines, and many believed it would be at the NFL level. Even recently, Belichick's name appeared in connection with potential openings in Jacksonville if the Jaguars decide to move on from Doug Peterson. So we do have to take into account his girlfriend, who could be like a grad student at West Virginia, by the way. We don't know. I don't know this person's personal life. Has a say, and there could be a factor in whether or not he is on the sidelines. But this guy is somebody who joined the Pat McAfee show or Inside the NFL and has been a pundit and has talked about coming back to the game before. And it's going to have to be the right situation. It's going to have to be something that Bill Belichick himself says, you know what, I'm passionate and fired up about this. But the fact that North Carolina, per sources, has been blown away with his genuine want to come to the college game, his genuine want to coach, shows me that the avenue is there to go to. To me, I do think West Virginia is a lower pressure job than North Carolina. They've got the big Jordan money, and you've got to win because basketball is winning all the time. And if you don't win right away, we're going to be upset. We're going to get angry. We don't care if you're a legend. You just you're going to have to put on for West Virginia is, hey, come settle in and be Bill Belichick, the coach of the West Virginia Mountaineers. That within itself is 2 years ago, this would have blown your mind. Today, it should still blow your mind. But it at the same time kind of makes some sense. The guy wants to get back in the game, hasn't found the right opportunities in the NFL, doesn't see a spot where he can win right away in the NFL. And in college, you don't necessarily have to win right away. He's 72. He can coach till he's 78, 79. And I'd be happy with that at West Virginia. I mean, this guy hasn't exactly lost his fastball. He's won 6 Super Bowls in 24 years in New England. That is absurd. And you have the opportunity to have that guy patrolling your sidelines? Yeah. I think, personally, I would take it. If I am West Virginia, if I'm Ren Baker, if I'm Pat McAfee, I have Belichick on the horn right now, and he is all of a sudden alongside a Jimbo Fisher or a Rich Rod who sound like they could be in the mix. He is all of a sudden at the very top of the list of guys that I want in the office interviewing for this job, looking at facilities, talking to the players. If I'm a college athlete and I can transfer to play for, I don't know, whoever they cook prom at Louisville comes in my living room and shakes my parents' hands, then Bill Belichick is the following act. Uh-oh. Mario Cristobal, then Bill Belichick walks in. Ooh, I think I know who I'm going to go with there. Steve Sarkisian, and then Bill Belichick walks in. I'm a Mountaineer, mama. Crazy but true. Bill Belichick, the West Virginia Mountaineers. Put it on your bingo card. Put it on your bingo card. Hey, the Big 12 Championship is coming up on Saturday. I will be there. Excited to bring to you some live coverage of that sucker. This has been and always will be Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. If you hit subscribe, I get to keep my job. Dose grande.